Okay, testing one more time. One more time. I'm in my childhood bedroom in Shanghai, which means if I don't get this done within 10 minutes, my parents are gonna come knocking on my door and be like, "What are you doing?" And I have to say, "Oh, I'm trying to record this video that I think that might be fun to record." And they'll be like, "Why are you recording a video? What are you gonna do with it?" Blah, blah, blah. So, anyways, I'm 28 in my childhood bedroom, and I think it's a good time for a little bit of reflection on life and talk about what I love about being 28. There are a lot of things to love about being 28. Things that I started doing and things that just came with being 28 or in your late 20s. So I did make a list. I titled it 28 Things I Love About Being 28. Actually, I'm missing an S at the end of thing. Give me a break. I'm Chinese. English is my first language. So, number one, I really do appreciate my much more matured prefrontal cortex. I aged out of the devastating pool a while ago, 3 years ago, so that watershed moment was like gone. But with the extra 3 years that I got, I really do think my prefrontal cortex. Actually, let me read off of my notes because I want to accurately describe what prefrontal cortex is, and that is the part of your brain responsible for functions like reasoning, impulse control, planning, social behavior, and in your late 20s or early 30s, it has pretty much developed. As your prefrontal cortex matures, it allows you to make better judgments, think more long term, and be more reflective, which could explain why you might start feeling more mature during that time. So at 28, I do think I'm pretty much there. I have a pretty matured prefrontal cortex. And how do I know that? Well, because I would think back to my college days and be like, oh my god, why would you do that? But in a non-judgmental way, in like a nice big sister kind of way. Number two, children's books. I'm in my childhood bedrooms every time I come back to Shanghai and sleep in my childhood bedroom. I read all my children's books. Some of them are in Chinese. I do have the little prints in English, which I'm reading because I don't think I ever got through it when I was a kid because I really wasn't that good at English. I was really ambitious when I got this book, so I'm reading it now. It's a fan's favorite, so I have to read it. Perfume. Number three, perfume. I have really gotten into perfume partly because sometimes during the work week I wake up a little bit too late and I don't have time to shower. So I do a little spritz and then do this, and then I smell okay for the day. It's not that I stink. I don't stink. I'm Asian. I really don't stink. I sweat and I don't even stink. But it makes me feel better. So number four, skincare. I think I finally figured out something that kind sort of works for me. Like I do use retinol, even though I have pretty sensitive skin, but then like in the morning I use something that's super moisturizing and rebuilds your skin barrier. And I try to drink more water. That's an important part of skincare. But really, retinol for me, I don't know if it's actually working for me. It might be placebo, but it's kind of sort of working, so I'm just going to keep using it. Okay, number five, hot water, tea, soup, anything that's hot, anything that's watery, give it to me. I started drinking hot tea, tea kind of sort of in the morning. I do goji berries, I do ginger slices, and sometimes I threw in like a date or two in there. And let's just set aside what the ingredients do. It's just nice to have something hot in your stomach in the morning instead of like caffeine right away. Like go grind. You grinder. Number six, it may come as a surprise, but when you're older, you have more responsibilities as a member of the society and the units within the society. So I have more responsibilities as an employee of a company. I have more responsibilities as a daughter, as a granddaughter, as a friend, as a partner, and I honestly kind of love it. You know, when you're a kid, you're so carefree, you don't have any responsibilities, and as a result, you don't really know who you are. Well, you also had a tiny brain, so it's hard to figure out who you are. But with the responsibilities I have now, I have a better understanding of my role within my family, amongst my friends, and you know, in the society in general. And I like to have a pretty clear definition of who I am. You know, moving through day-to-day lives. I like that. Number 7, money. I freaking love money. And the financial freedom that comes with money. You know, like when you had to ask your parents for money, when you had to do chores while you're still doing chores for money, and the chores are much worse, in my opinion. But you just have so much more freedom. Like, freedom comes with money. That's just how it is. I hate it too, but that's how it is. Number 8. Number 8, globalization. Thank God for globalization. I live in Los Angeles, now I'm in Shanghai. I can travel around, learn about different cultures. I got to meet my boyfriend, who's from Spain. I have I have a really diverse friend group. I have like 2 friends. My boyfriend has a really diverse friend group, and I got to be a part of that friend group, which was great. You know, at this day and age, it does seem like we're kind of going backwards. I sense this trend of deglobalization and nationalism, but I really hope it stops and starts to go back on the right track again. But come on, globalization, we're supposed to be a big, happy family. Everyone's supposed to be nice to each other. But number 9, art. Oh, I hate to break it to you, but I don't really know any artists. I just really like going to museums. I like art museums. I like natural history museums, science museums. It's just fun. Like, I've never really gone to like an exhibition because, oh my god, I love this artist. I don't know any artists. I don't know any artists at all. I like to have my own interpretation of art and then compare it to the actual meaning of arts. Like, that's always fun. I love contemporary arts. Like, it's so interesting. Like, it boggles your mind, but like once you read the meaning behind a piece, you're like, okay, that kind of makes sense, even though looking at the thing itself, it makes no sense. My first date with my boyfriend was at LACMA, and it was freaking wonderful. I recommend anyone who's going on a first date to do a museum, because you know, it's not like a movie that you can't talk. You can talk, and you can also figure out if the other person is interesting or not. If they're not interesting, just cut it at the museum. Like, just hard stop. So, first date, museums. I was gonna do a transition that I thought was really smart, because I was gonna talk about how much I love art museums and natural history museums and science museums and all that fun jazz. And I'm gonna transition into number 10, which is that I love jazz, and even though I don't know any artists, actually, fun fact, I was in my high school's varsity jazz band. For some reasons I'm not even good at. What did I play? Like saxophone. I wasn't even good at it. I think I was the only one that tried out, so they didn't really have a choice. And I think that explains a lot about me as a person. Jazz it's just nice. It's just very nice, very smooth, very spontaneous, and passionate at the same time. So jazz is good stuff. I actually have to get ready. I have to meet my friend. We're actually going to an art exhibition. So, see, that goes back to number 9. Art. No, okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna try my best and do the next 10 really, really quickly because my friend is getting here really soon and we're gonna go see this exhibition. Anyways, I think we're at number 11. So, number 11, things I love about being 28 is work life balance. Work life balance is very important to me personally. I don't know about other people, but I think it should be important to everyone. And when I took a little gap month and looked for a new job like last year, I specifically looked for low stress, low importance jobs, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm not saying that my job's not important, but it is definitely lower stress than what I had before. And then leading to number 12, of course, hobbies. When you have work life balance, you have time for hobbies, and that has been amazing. So I play this traditional Chinese instrument. I do love it, and I play it pretty consistently. Like, I do have to take classes, I have to spend the money to have the motivation to get better. But on like a light day on a Friday, I do like to take my lunch break. I work from home on Fridays, so I take my lunch break and I fiddle around a bit. And it's meditative. It was really nice. And I'm learning how to crochet. I'm gonna crochet my grandma a beanie, so that's the goal for the rest of this year, a beanie. And then number 13, I've grown to love my culture a lot. I'm in Shanghai, I'm back home, and I remember when I was in high school or even when I was in college, I was very insecure about where I'm from because I don't know, for some reason, people think China is like I don't know, like China is still farms and like people still have the little braid from the Qing dynasty. I don't know, like people ask me if we had movie theaters, like people ask me, I don't, it might just be America. People are just very um uneducated about any countries that's outside of the United States. Well, they know about Europe, I guess, but I was very insecure about where I came from and I tried too hard to assimilate to Americans. Like I listened to trap music in college and I didn't even like it. I just like listened to it because everyone was listening to it, like my friend group, people around me, and I really don't care for trap music. Number 14, Severance. I'm obsessed. I watch Severance every Friday religiously, and then as soon as I finish the episode, I scroll on TikTok religiously and like look up all the theories. Like TikTok, the algorithm is just like superior. Like it knows that I watched Severance, and it sends me all the new Severance theories right away. That's actually what I did on Valentine's Day because it fell on a Friday. And of course, we're still gonna watch Severance. Who cares about Valentine's Day dinner when Severance is on? So that's what we did. And 15, fruit tea over milk tea any day now. I've grown out of boba and fruit tea is just much better. But number 16, when I get pho, I'm gonna get Thai tea 100%, and Thai tea gets grouped into milk tea, but it's only with pho. Number 17, I love the smell of sweet potatoes. I started feeding my dog sweet potatoes because he's been on wet food for a while and I feel like he's just not getting enough of carbs. Like I want to fatten him up just a little. So I started feeding him sweet potatoes and I would like microwave his sweet potatoes because it cooks faster and I just love the smell when I open up the microwave. I wish there's like a car scent that's sweet potato scented. A car, what's it called? A car freshener? A car refreshener? I don't know. I don't remember, but I would love get one of those scents, a sweet potato scented things for my car. Okay, number 18, red light therapy. I've been using it on my dog. It seems like it's been working. He has some hip issues and his like hind back legs are getting a bit weaker as he grew older. It seems to be working on my dog, so I started trying it on myself. So I'm not saying that my dog was a guinea pig. Like I know it's gonna work, but oh, I guess he was a guinea pig. Number 19, glasses. I know I'm not wearing glasses, but I have grown to embrace my extremely bad eyesight, and I got some nice frames from various brands that offers like the low nose bridge fits, because I have, Asian features, and I think I do need a low nose bridge fit to, so when I like smile, when I laugh, like the frame doesn't like cut into my cheeks, because I do have pretty high cheekbones. And also going to the office, like the office doesn't deserve my contact lenses. Contact lenses are too expensive for the office. Uh yeah. Number 20, baggy clothes, which is what I'm wearing right now. I only wear baggy clothes now. Like again, going back to college, going back to a fully developed prefrontal cortex, thinking back to college, all the skinny jeans, all the like American Apparel pencil jeans, all the crop tops, like anything tight. At the end of the day, for me, it was just for validation. And I feel like I don't need that validation anymore. Um, I prefer comfort over validation. I don't really care as much about how other people look at me than how I feel about myself. So that's good. That's 28. See? 28, it's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna leave now cuz there's more people walking around and I'm very self-conscious. I am so freaking tired. It's been a long day. Well, it's not even that late. It's like 10 o'clock, but it's a long day for me. Ha, 28, late 20s. Okay, I think we are kind of sort of on number 21. I can't remember. Right after baggy clothes. I freaking love public transportation. I live in Los Angeles, most of the year, and I drive most of the days. And oh God, I think the thing with public transportation is that it's the accessibility of things. Like you can access things more easily, you know, without a car. And I think that's essential. Every city should have public transportation to make accessibility available to everyone. I have a lot of things to say about Los Angeles's city planning, but it's too late for that. My brain is a mush, so I'm not gonna try and lay it all out tonight. But I have a lot to say, a lot. Number 22, I love being nostalgic because I get to be nostalgic now. I have lived long enough to feel nostalgia, and I think it's great. It's wonderful. At the exhibition today, it's about like the history of Shanghai, and me and my friend, we watched this 14-minute short film which was shot in 2007, and I almost cried when I was watching that short film. Everything felt so familiar yet so far away. I could still remember the flip phone that I used in 2007. I remember which bus I took to school in 2007, and both my grandpas were still alive in 2007. My grandmas looked so much younger in 2007, and I think I've led such a fortunate life anything prior to 2025 are just good memories, and I get to be nostalgic and I get to miss those days in a positive way. So I think it's great. I love being nostalgic. I love thinking back to the good old days. Oh, God, I feel like I'm about to cry. But number 27, I love undershirts and underpants. I need to protect my joints during the winter months now. Even in Los Angeles, once it hits 50 degrees, undershirts and underpants. It's too cold. And speaking of undershirts and underpants, I get them from Uniqlo, which is number 23. Freaking love Uniqlo. That's like my entire closet. You go through every single piece of clothing that I have in my closet, Uniqlo. And number 25, I love to city walk. I think this term is very like specifically Chinese or Shanghainese. In a way, it's a thing that people from Shanghai says, and they don't say it in Chinese. They say city walk. You basically just walk around the city. That's what you do. You walk around the city because there are so many things to look at. I think Shanghai actually has the most coffee shops compared to any other cities. Like every 2 steps, a different coffee shop. If you want to explore, like you walk around, try all of them out, it'll take like 10 whole days. Number 26, no Instagram. I love having an Instagram free phone. I'm not gonna get political about it, even though I can and I want to. But anyways, you don't need Instagram. Well, I don't need Instagram. I'm not gonna speak for everyone. I don't need Instagram because it's basically just ads at this point. My feed, ads. I look through stories of people I don't really care for. Waste of time. So no Instagram. Number 27, hand cream. You should protect your hands the way you protect your face. Not as aggressively, but your hands age faster than your face because you use your hands, in very practical in various ways. You wash the dishes, your hand touches like detergents and dish soap and a bunch of things every day. So I've learned to protect my hands at my big age. And number 28, I love to yap. I have so many thoughts in my head. If I don't get them out, I would explode. And I don't have enough friends to really unload all of my thoughts on them. I do unload a lot onto my boyfriend, and I really appreciate him for listening and being understanding of my very opinionated opinions. I also unload some of them on my coworkers, like during my one-on-ones. No work, pure yapping. And it's a bit surprising to me because I am an INFP-T. I'm like 100% introvert. But when it comes to yapping, I sure can yap. And I'm done. I'm done. I think I need to go to sleep.